Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Yes.
There's a chill in the air here at Yankee Stadium, but good enough to play some baseball. And you know who's going to be on the mound? It's going to be Clark Schmidt as he heads out to the bullpen to start to warm up for his assignment. And it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in the first of three from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. Along with Jeff Nelson, I'm Michael Kay. Yankees had a 6-game road trip. They came back from 3-3, but it looked bad in Toronto. They lost the first two going into the ninth inning. They were trailing, but this is a gritty bunch, and they came back.
Yeah, and they avoided a sweep as well with the big 4-run ninth inning. And it all started out with Giancarlo Stanton. Gets a hanging splitter, number 5 on the year. It's going to make it a 4-2 ball game. And then a pinch hit from Trevino. That's going to score one to tie it at 4, and then the big 3-2 fastball that Judge hits down the line. 2 RBIs, the big hit for him. That makes it a 6-4 ball game. 4 runs in the ninth inning.
Now let's take a look now. Giancarlo Stanton, last 9 games, he's on fire. 343 with 4 homers. Jose Trevino started very slowly, but he has bounced back. 6 for 12 in the last 4 games. And how about Aaron Judge? 16 go-ahead plate appearances in the ninth inning or later, and that's since 2018, the most of any player in baseball. Well, the Yankees are tied for the best record in baseball, but I'll tell you what, they're missing 2 key pieces, DJ LeMahieu and Garrett Cole. We have the latest on both of their injuries with Meredith Marakovits when we return right here on Yes.
With their divisional rivals, the Tampa Bay Rays. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovits. There was a little bit of a red flag when we walked into the clubhouse today and saw DJ LeMahieu at his locker, not with the Somerset Patriots rehabbing. When I spoke to LeMahieu, he explained that he had an MRI last night, and doctors thought that he wasn't quite ready to get back out there in games. Here's manager Aaron Boone with a bit more clarity on the situation.
He's doing really well, and I know he feels ready to go, but I think, you know, the foot specialist just weighing in, like, want to make sure this thing's 100%, and he's close to that now. So just being conservative with this thing.
Meanwhile, earlier today, Garrett Cole was out in right field throwing at 75 feet, 30 throws, according to Cole. He told me in the clubhouse that his recovery has been great. He continues to progress. No date yet on exactly when he is going to throw from a mound, but it is progress nonetheless. So good news for the Yankees. And that is tonight's injury report brought to you by Montefiore, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. As far as tonight, it is going to be Clark Schmidt getting the ball when we return right here on the Yes Network next.
Visit your local Tri-State Buick dealers. By nature's own, goodness is in our nature. By FanDuel, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when they place any $5 bet. And by Hyundai, it's your journey. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. Now, he should be smiling. He has gotten off to an unbelievable start. On base all 5 times on Wednesday, final game in Toronto. So, Jeff, you go on the road. The old saying, you play 500 on the road, you dominate at home, you're in good shape. And, you know, losing the first 2 in Toronto was not what they wanted, but they bounced back.
No, they were able to score 4 in that ninth to avoid the sweep. And you didn't want to get swept by the Blue Jays. This is going to be a tough division here in the AL East. All 5 teams are at 500 or better. So it's going to be an exciting series here against the Rays. The Rays have seemed to come into Yankee Stadium with an edge over the last few years, feeling, hey, we own this place. We can beat the Yankees in their home ballpark. And tonight's a statement game, I think. Hey, go out and show them that, no, this is our house. You're not going to win here.
Well, Clark Schmidt leads the Yankees out on the field. Juan Soto will get some love from the right field denizens. And we're inching closer to baseball. He has struck up a pretty good relationship with them early. And why not? The way he's playing, the love is there. Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays starting lineup brought to you by TikTok. Yandy Diaz at first base leads off. Randy Arozarena in center. The left fielder is Richie Palacios. Isak Paredes at third base will clean up. The DH, Harold Ramirez. Ahmed Rosario off to a great start. He'll be in right field batting 6th, batting 7th. Playing second base, Curtis Mead. Jose Caballero. The shortstop will bat 8th and batting 9th. And catching the former Yankee, it's Ben Rortvedt. On the mound for the Yankees is Clark Schmidt. 3 starts, 1-0, 3.68. More than a strikeout per inning. He has 8 walks in 14 2/3. Well, Jeff, let's check out the Nissan pitcher scatter report on Clark.
Michael, you just mentioned the walks. 5 per 9 innings. That's got to be cut down. One of the reasons why his pitch count gets up there before the 5th inning. Reverse splits. Righties are hitting 370, lefties 222. I think he should be dominating righties a lot more than the 370 clip, and he need more. You know, this series, you look at Clark Schmidt, you have Nestor Cortez, and you have Hill. Every single one of these starters are about a 5-inning guy. So you would love to see Clark Schmidt challenge these guys, get some early outs, and see if he can get deep in the ball game, because you know the bullpens are going to be used in these 3 games.
Let's check out the defense behind him, presented by Defender. Verdugo on left, Judge in center, and Soto over and right. In the infield, it's Cabrera, Volpe, Torres, and Rizzo third to first. Stands the DH, Trevino behind the plate, catching Schmidt. Yankees 13-6, the Rays 11-9. Diaz is ready, Schmidt's ready, and let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is a strike. We're underway. Rob Drake, the home plate umpire. Jonathan Parr at first. John Lipka at second. The crew chief, James Hoy, is at third. 0-2 quickly on Diaz. Tied him up. Check the swing.
Right off the bat, you like that. He doesn't come into righties very often, Schmidt, and I love to see that 0-2, and this just sets up something down and away.
Let's take a look at Rob Drake, what he's all about. He's considered pitcher friendly, calls more outside strikes, more high strikes. Rob, 26 big league seasons.
Well, knowing that, you'd love to see what Clark Schmidt can get on the outside corner.
Right back to Schmidt. Little ice cream cone, but he corrals it. Over to Rizzo, 1 down. All right, Jeff, it's time for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, offensively, runners in scoring position, 4 for 23 during the Jays series. That needs to obviously get a little bit better. They did have that good comeback win with the 4 runs in the 9th. Clean baseball. They're 13th in the American League in errors. 3rd most in baseball. A little bit cleaner in our house. We just mentioned the record that the Rays have coming in to Yankee Stadium. The Yankees are 12-14 over the last 3 years here at Yankee Stadium against the Rays.
Rays just had a 4-game split with the Angels, and they start this 3-game set with the Yankees tonight. So the count 0-2 now on a Rosarena. Missed outside, 1-2. Rosarena off to a tough start, 171. He has 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. Grounded up the middle, and that's going to squeeze through between Torres and Volpe for a base hit.
No, broken bat. He tried to go sinker away. Caught a little bit too much of the plate. You could see Trevino, he was setting up way outside, and you just mentioned Drake, how much he's a pitcher-friendly umpire, and you want to see how far he would give you that strike outside. That was just a little bit too hittable.
Here is Richie Palacios. Richie's been red hot in his last 7 games, 8 hits and 21 at bats. That's 381.
A Brooklyn guy said there's going to be about 400 of his friends and family here this weekend.
Attended Berkeley Carroll in Brooklyn. There's a strike.
And guys, he was a huge Yankees fan growing up. He said some of his fondest memories as a family was over at the old stadium taking in some games. His brother plays in the league as well. And I don't know if you remember the Pittsburgh series last year. His brother was a big Paul O'Neill fan, and Richie was a huge Paul O'Neill fan. He used to try to imitate him in the batter's box until his dad finally said, "Kid, that doesn't work for you. You've got to figure it out on your own in the batter's box." But nonetheless, here he is with the Warrior himself, with his brother Joshua, and that's little Richie in the middle. How cute, Michael.
Very nice. And it must be a high-speed camera because they got Paul smiling. Well, he was hit by a pitch, so he takes first base as Rosarena moves to second.
Hopefully he's not paying for all 400 tickets at some point during this weekend.
I joked with him, Jeff. I said, are you playing for free this series? And he just looked at me and said, yeah, basically, I guess. I don't think all 400, though.
There's Paredes. And a strike.
It's different now because you have to go on the computer and put. Everybody has to transfer their tickets to you. It's not like the old days when you just tell the traveling secretary, hey, I need a certain amount of tickets when you go into town. And you might ask up and down the plane, say, hey, can I borrow your tickets?
Anything over that number, you've got to pay.
Yeah. You usually try to make it work. Like, I'm from Baltimore, so I had a lot of family members come and see the Oriole game. So I used to get a lot of California guys say, okay, I'll give you my tickets to California. Let me have your Baltimore ones.
Oh, and 2 on Isaac Paredes.
Well, Paredes is dead pull. Everything he hits is to the left side. You want to try to see if you can throw something down and away, whether it's that knuckle curve or another cutter, to see if you get a ground ball here.
Paredes had a great year last year. He had 31 home runs and 98 ribbies, an 840 OPS, so he's in the top 10 in those categories in the American League.
This offense for the Rays, very aggressive. They don't walk very often. They love to swing the bat.
Check swing. Did he go? Nope. Tied him up. Another check swing. Another check.
Well, so far I like it with Diaz coming inside, knocking him off right here. It sets up a way, but it also, a lot of foul balls from Clark Schmidt. And you come inside to righties, you can eliminate some of those foul balls. You're setting up pitches away. Trevino was setting up inside, and if you're going to go in, it's almost with a guy that's dead pull like Paredes. You can't go in far enough when he's swinging the bat. You got to watch doubling up inside.
Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1 and there's 2. Schmidt got just what he needed. A 4-4-3 inning-ending double play. And the Yankees are coming to bat. By TikTok, Volpe, Soto, Judge. That's the top. The middle is Stanton, Rizzo, and Torres. And the bottom third of the order, Verdugo, Trevino, and Oswaldo Cabrera playing third base and batting ninth. And they're facing the left-hander Tyler Alexander. This will be his second start, 4th game, 1-0, 6.46. You see the numbers. Let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report.
Well, he's a bulk guy usually. He's been that way over his career. There's an opener, and then he comes in his last outing. He didn't start, but he did go 6 innings. And he only gave up 2 runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Lefty strong. Lefties are hitting 111. The righties 383 off of Alexander and off speed. You're going to see a lot of off speed. Not overpowering with the fastball. About 89 to 90, but he throws a slider, cutter, and a changeup quite a bit.
So here is Anthony Volpe. Had a rough series in Toronto, but still hitting .324. And takes a strike from Alexander.
His first real slump of the year.
Yep. 0-2. Alexander missed the final 3 months of last season with a left lat strain. So far, so good in the early going. Swing and a miss. Volpe down on strikes. Let's check out the defense presented by Defender. Palacios is in left. Arozarena in center. Rosario is over and right. In the infield, Paredes, Caballero, Meade, and Diaz. That's third to first. Rortvedt behind the plate. Harold Ramirez is the DH. Tyler Alexander is on the mound. Pretty impressive numbers for Soto to start the season. And a strike.
Anybody that he reminds you, we were talking with Flash in Cleveland, anybody he reminds you of, you know, the way he goes about his at-bats and the way he takes pitches. I got scolded for by Troy Benjamin when I said he takes pitches or works the count kind of like Bernie. Not the same player, but it was
not the same player, not the same stance, but yeah, his approach maybe. One. 2-1. Most games 4 or more times on base through age 25. Only 3 guys since 1901 have been on base more. Mantle, Fox, and a guy named Ted Williams. High fly ball. Center field. Rosarena toward left center puts it away. Game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. It's 50 degrees, feels a little bit cooler. 60% chance of rain, humidity 71%, and the wind is from right field to left field. Here's Aaron Judge, that big hit in the 9th inning against Toronto on Wednesday. The difference in the game, bases loaded, and they picked up 2 runs. The weather concerns me, Jeff, because I think you're getting a little soft.
Yeah, I was going to say,
you got hand
like
warmers. I mean, come on.
I think maybe 30. I'm done with the cold. Where's the warm weather?
But you're a tough kid from Baltimore. What happened to you?
Well, I went to Florida for a long, and the blood thinned out.
I guess.
And dressing up. See, look. You need your parkas and your fur coats. And
the 2-0. 3-0.
And you can just see through the first 3 hitters, especially the 2 righties with Volpe and Judge, of what Alexander does. I mean, he stays away. The Yankees, especially the righties, you don't have to try to get him to get back over the plate. Cutters away, throws that sinker, changeup.
And the 3-1 from 3-0 to full. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the first. Stanton's on deck. Still 3-2. And he walked him. That's the 17th walk this year for Judge.
That was close. It was down. That was a great 8B right there. Alexander tried to come in twice. He came in with the cutter and then back inside with that fastball. A little low.
Here's Stanton, who jump-started that 9th inning with that long home run against the Blue Jays. And a strike. Last 9 games for Stanton. 12 hits and 35 at-bats with 4 home runs and 9 ribbies. One and one. Whole right side of the infield is open. Meade almost playing behind second base as far as he could go legally. And Diaz is holding on Judd, so you have about 90 feet of real estate to aim. Two and one. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw to second, not in time. Not handled by Meade. It's a stolen base for Judge.
Well, real nice job. With 2 outs, Alexander was not paying any attention whatsoever to Judge over there at first. That's his first stolen base of the year. You watch this jump. They go first move on lefties. As soon as Alexander lifts that leg, he's gone.
He's wincing a little bit. Touching his lower back, but he remains in the game. Nobody checked on him. The 2-2. High drive, left field. Palacios back. He's on the track. Now comes in on the grass and makes the play for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. We go to the second. Suit up the season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Yankees at MLBshop.com. We go to the second inning here at the ballpark. Harold Ramirez will lead off against Clark Schmidt. And a strike. Wade did that one 0-2. Ramirez hit .313 last season. The year before, he hit .300. 29 years old, 6 big league season. Picked on the backhand by Trevino.
Yeah, nice idea. He just hung on to it a little bit too long with that knuckle curve. It's 5 for 5. The first pitch strikes Clark Schmidt.
That was a base hit. Left center field. Judge Fields will get the ball in, so Ramirez leads off the second with a single. Second hit for Tampa Bay.
Well, it was a fastball. He spiked the knuckle curve, and you saw the swing. It wasn't picking up that break and the spin from the knuckle curve. Instead, he goes with a fastball. Wanted it up a little bit higher. It didn't get high enough, and Ramirez hits it into center field.
Rosario takes the strike. A lot of first pitch strikes, as Jeff said. Rosario signed a 1-year, $1.5 million deal with the Rays in February, and the Yankees were said to have been in play for him as well, and they offered more, but he felt there was more opportunity to play with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he's a good player. Getting off to a great start. He averaged .339.
He was part of the deal that Cleveland made with the Mets for Lindor. So he's backing up Caballero at shortstop and getting the bulk of his time in right field in a platoon with Richie Palacios, but today starting against the righty. Checks the swing.
You know, this has been Clark Schmidt's starts, right? Every time 1-2, 0-2. Next thing you know, it's 3-2. You know, and a lot of that, especially against right-handers. And I just mentioned the average 370 righties are hitting against Schmidt.
Runner goes, and he'll go to third on the base hit to right field.
And a lot of that is that he just does not come inside very often to righties. He did against Diaz and Paredes, and this is just a cutter, a 3-2 cutter. You got a broken bat out of it, but because Ramirez was on the move, you had the second baseman Torres. He was going towards the bag, and it's a base hit.
So some trouble for Schmidt and the Yankees. First and third, nobody out. And here's Curtis Meade. Now he's getting the bulk of the time at second base while Brandon Lau is on the IL with a right oblique strain.
And you got to watch here as well. The Rays are third in stolen bases. Rosario does have some good speed over at first.
1-1. Fouled away. 1-2. Meade grew up in Australia. And he played baseball and Australian rules football. And his football team was pressuring him to pick one sport, and he surprised them and picked baseball. Misses with the breaking ball.
Big Graham Lloyd fan, maybe?
I guess.
Where in Australia?
Adelaide.
Just a slider on the outside, just misses.
Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Rob Drake made the call. He didn't even check with Jonathan Parr at first. Big strikeout.
That's a big strikeout right there. Usually you go down to first base and check this. Let's see if he went.
Well, I've seen worse.
Yeah, I don't know if he went on that one. Big pitch right there by Schmidt. Sets up the double play. Get out of this inning.
So here's Caballero. Runner goes from first. The throw to second. Not in time. Stolen base for Rosario. Ramirez stays put at third.
Yeah, with one out, big jump from Rosario. It wasn't even close. A cutter outside. Tough pitch for Trevino to handle and be able to throw down to second.
Yankees bring the infield in with runners on second and third. There's a strike.
Well, you're hoping Schmidt keeps something on the ground. If you can't get a strikeout, you want to try to get something on the ground with that cutter, that knuckle curve.
One and two. Former Yankee Ben Rortvedt is on deck. Swing and a miss. Another big strikeout. Two away with runners on second and third.
Well, great pitch. He went cutter in this big knuckle curve. It starts around your belt, breaks away. Outstanding pitch. It's a big strikeout. Second and third and one out. Now two.
So here's Rortvedt. Right before the season began, three-way trade. Yankees sent Rortvedt to Tampa Bay in the deal that got them John Birdie. And he fouls back the first pitch. Did it bother you pitching to guys that caught you?
No, not too bad. You know, it was because they pretty much everybody knew what I was going to throw anyway. Right. You know, get ahead of them. I'm throwing sliders.
0-2.
It was tougher, you know, it's even facing your old team, you just couldn't look at them, you know, because they wanted to try to throw you off their game. So I would never look at any of my former teammates, whether if I was on Seattle facing New York or New York facing Seattle.
Crowd looking for strikeout. Schmidt thought he had it, was walking toward the Yankee dugout. 1-2.
Well, he tried to come back with that knuckle curve after climbing the ladder. Now you're just changing the eye level. Let's see if Schmidt goes up top with a four-seam fastball up around the eyes, around shoulder high, so you can get a swing and miss.
Grounded. Foul. Grabbed by Rizzo, but a foul ball.
Well, great idea. He went with that fastball up.
Rortvedt, 8 hits in 25 at-bats for a .320 average. No homers and 4 ribbies. Second and third, 2 men out. We're in the second, 0-0. 2-2.
Already at 42 pitches here in the second inning.
And that is a pitch violation.
Yeah, they're going to.
Yankees are saying he stepped off.
Yeah.
So it will not be a ball. It's still 2-2.
You can see how it winds down, and then he steps off. So he stepped off actually a couple times.
Strike 3. Strikes out 3 straight to get out of a jam. Lead runners on second and third. Of the Yankees. Now, tonight's picture was submitted by Dana. Her son Cole is ready to be a lifelong Yankees fan. Do you think Cole was named after Garrett?
Garrett Cole? Possibly.
Could be. Could be. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game.
He's already getting the hang of doctoring some pitches with the fingers in the mouth, wetting it up. Start him early.
Things going well for Cole in his rehab. Meredith Marakovic said at the Open. Still no date when he's going to get on a mound and throw, but so far so good.
How much do you need him back?
If you keep treading water and you're able to do that and then get him back, what a lift. But they've done more than tread water. They're tied for the best record in baseball. 1-1 on Rizzo. Rizzo, Torres, and Verdugo. And he gets plumped. Nothing new for him. So Anthony will take first.
Well, when you stand on top of the plate like Rizzo does, you're going to get hit.
This Cole earlier. 30 throws from 75 feet. There's a strike to Gleyber Torres. One and one on Gleyber. Gleyber still looking for his first home run. Gotten off to a rough start. 3 ribbies, hitting .208.
This is a guy with Alexander. You got to think of the other way. There's a big hole between first and second.
Well, one of the problems you see with Gleyber when he's struggling, he pulls off the ball and is trying to hit everything in the left field seat. And when he's right, he's going to center field and the right center.
Yeah, a lot of good hitters, and most good hitters are thinking right center. If you're a righty, left center. If you're a lefty, you're staying on top of the ball, seeing it longer. You start to get pull happy, like you said. You're pulling off of everything. A lot easier to pitch to. You're going to see a lot of pitches, especially off-speed pitches from Alexander, down and away.
Two and two on Gleyber. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. Second strikeout for Alexander. One away here in the second.
That was a slider. It starts out a ball. That's why you see that late swing from Torres. It just catches the outside part of the plate.
Here is Alex Verdugo. Third in the American League with 6 doubles. Altuve has 8. Justin Turner has 7. And Verdugo is a doubles machine. That's his strength. He'll put up 30 to 35 doubles every season.
He had a big one in that 9th inning.
Yep.
The other day.
Quickly 0-2 on Verdugo. Popped up on the left side. Paredes makes the catch. Ball just stays in the webbing of the glove for the second out.
You see, almost gets out of there. A little snow cone. Sorry, there's a net. You're not getting the ball.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
No.
So here's Trevino. Trevino, first 6 games, he was 1 for 18. Last 4 games, 6 for 12, and had that big pinch hit in the 9th inning against Toronto. One and two. He and Austin Wells essentially are 50-50, although it is a platoon. But the Yankees have faced a lot of lefty starters, so Trevino has been in there a lot. Wells is struggling. He has 3 hits and 31 at bats.
Well, it's similar to Cabrera. I mean, when you have a guy that's used to getting 400 or 500 ABs in the minor leagues, and all of a sudden you're coming up to the big leagues as a young player. You know, Cabrera coming up as a young player, Austin Wells coming up as a young player, and asked to platoon or share the responsibilities behind the plate and not getting those consistent at bats. That's a tough role to adjust to. You know, with LeMahieu's injuries allowed Cabrera that everyday playing time, and look what he's done with it.
He's on deck.
Yep.
There's DJ LeMahieu.
You know, it's easy for a veteran, you know, to be able to come up and be that platoon player because they're used to that. But for a young guy to come up and say, hey, you know, you might get 300 ABs this year, and you don't have to adjust.
3-2. That releases Rizzo at first. And the payoff. Fly ball left field. Palacios is there. He'll put it away. And that'll do it. Yankee strand one. We'll go to the third.
About this, the first 2 reach for the Rays, and then Schmidt gets nasty. Knuckle curve to me. The knuckle curve to Caballero, and then a lock 'em up fastball to Rortvedt. Strikes out the last 3 hitters to get out of the inning. Outstanding.
Well, the only drawback, he's gotten into some jams and gotten out of them, but he's thrown a lot of pitches as he finishes his warm-ups. 0-0 Yankees and the Rays. Yankees play 3 games against Tampa Bay and then 4 against the Oakland Athletics. Here's Diaz. struggling this season, especially compared to last year. Last year, great numbers against the Yankees in 11 games, 316, 4 homers, and 9 ribbies. Let's take a look at what the Rays are about. They don't score a lot of runs. Runs per game, 4.20, tied for 18th. The batting average is 241, 17th. On base percentage, 306, 21st. Slugging, 363, 21st. And they don't hit a lot of home runs, 17, tied for 19th.
And their bullpen's awful.
Yep.
They're last in the major leagues with a 6 ERA.
And overall, their starting pitching, which is usually their trademark, well, they've given up 5.05 runs per game, which is 26th in baseball.
Yeah, yet they have 11 wins.
Yep.
They're without McClanahan, Springs, Rasmussen, 3 of their big starters.
4 strikeouts in a row for Schmidt. Now, a lot of the damage has been, as Jeff said, against the bullpen, because the starter's ERA is 3.64.
Yeah, good heater inside, tying up Diaz. You know, this is where you see spurts of Clark Schmidt, and he did that against Cleveland. That he has such great stuff that he can dominate for an inning or two, and then next thing you know, he'll get ahead and 3-2 counts, some foul balls, and you wind up looking up there, and he has 90 pitches in 4 innings.
(2-0).
17. He averages over 17 pitches per inning. You would like to see around 13 to 15 per inning.
Now, this is his second time through the order, and this is something that he's got to solve and the Yankees have to solve. So hitters hit 256 first and second time through against Schmidt. Third time, Jeff, it jumps up to 348.
And a lot of that is you get tired, right? I mean, when you're throwing 90 pitches through 4 innings, I mean, that just wears you out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they train a little bit differently now than they used to. Your lower half, not as much as they used to. They don't run as much. So once that lower half goes, then all of a sudden your arm starts getting tired. That elbow starts dropping. You start missing location. You're not as sharp with the breaking ball.
Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts in a row. And the 5th Yankee strikeout brought to you by Audi and the 2024 Audi Q5. Visit your local Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Well, there's a slider down and away, and Rosarena just could not get on top of that ball. He's not a really good breaking ball hitter anyway.
Palacios fouls it away. We're in the 3rd inning.
When you get a team like the Rays that are really aggressive early, the first couple of pitches they want to start swinging at right away. They start swinging right out of the batter's on deck circle. Sometimes you pitch them backwards. I mean, you throw them a lot of off speed early. You can sneak some fastballs like the Rortvedt one that he took inside. Looking off speed, probably gets a fastball in.
Can he make it 6 in a row? 1-2. So there's a 57 pitches. So if he handles Palacios, his pitch count's okay. Still gets to 105 though. Given out to right field. Soto on the track, leaps and makes the play. To the delight of Clark Schmidt. Soto played it very coolly, went back, knew where the wall was, made the leap, and took away an extra base hit from Palacios. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Nothing. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when they place any $5 bet. Nothing. Go into the bottom of the 3rd. 9-1-2 in the Yankees order, starting with Oswaldo Cabrera. No muss, no fuss on that play by Soto. Very calmly.
Very calm. Had a few steps to the warning track.
One and one.
Now you have Cabrera hitting from the left side, and a little shocked because he'll pick his spots where he faces and he'll go left on left. You know, lefties are hitting 111 off of Alexander compared to the 383 against the right-handers.
That's a nice stop there by Caballero, but he could not get a handle on it. So a base hit for Cabrera.
And that's why he hits left-handed. He was carried a little bit to the wall. There he goes back. He takes one look at the wall, couple steps, leaps. Probably wouldn't have went out, but outstanding catch.
Always looks like he's having fun playing baseball.
He's an amazing player. I watched him a lot when he was with the Nationals, not very little when he went out to San Diego, but watching him here every day as a Yankee, wow, incredible.
Volpe struck out in the first inning. And a push bunt. Diaz will take it to first as Cabrera moves to second. Now, in all likelihood, they'll call that a sacrifice, but he was bunting for a hit.
Yeah, he was trying to get it right past the pitcher. And with Alexander, you'd be able to do that. You see where the second baseman, Meade, was playing. He was playing up the middle. So if you could get it past the pitcher, that's an easy base hit. Just bunted a little bit too hard towards that first base side.
And that scored a sac bunt. Here's Soto with a runner at second. High fly ball, shallow left. Palacios will make the play. 2 down.
It looked like Soto was looking for something else on that first pitch. Really frustrated that he swung at that high breaking ball, that slider up.
So here's Judge. You know, it's unusual. You look at Judge's numbers against Tampa Bay, and all the major statistical categories, that's the lowest he has against any team in the American League East. High fly ball. Right field. Rosario in front of the track. Puts it away for the final out. So the leadoff single is wasted, and we'll go to the fourth. Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Cool, crisp night here in the Bronx. We go to the fourth inning. And there's a strike to Paredes. The Rays, they have a habit of unearthing players that don't perform somewhere else, and they start to perform in Tampa Bay, and Paredes is one of them. He was traded from the Tigers to the Rays for Austin Meadows, and the Rays also got a competitive balance round B pick. Turns out to be a great trade for Tampa Bay. This guy's been unbelievable.
Well, every year, don't you? I don't pick the Rays to do anything, and what are they? They're right in the thick of things, in the playoff hunt.
Paredes wraps a single left to start off the fourth, snapping a string of 6 straight retired by Schmidt.
Oh, this is just a cutter that stayed up. A little cement mixer. All it did was spin. He gets on top of it and he hits it to left field for a leadoff base hit. I would think in a tough division like the AL East this year, they're probably at best maybe a 4th place team. When you have the Orioles, the Jays, the Yankees.
But you look up at the end of the year, and they're right there.
They're right there every year. They get rid of guys. The Glass now goes out to L.A. They have some of their big starters that are injured.
Yeah, their pitchers go down one after the other, and it's like plug and play.
Their bullpen is always usually leading Major League Baseball in innings. Starters don't get you deep. The king of the opener.
Chased that one 1-2.
You see Trevino a couple pitches ago. He was just signaling to Schmidt to make sure you come to a stop. He has that little two-step going in his delivery and also his stretch position, and sometimes does not come to a complete stop. There you see with that little two-step, as long as he hesitates. Wow. I mean, I think he went here. There's a really good knuckle curve down and away. How do you hold up on that? That's got to be a swing.
Swing and a miss. Chased. Another strikeout. The 6th for Schmidt.
Well, it's a good pitch, and you're reading swings. Ramirez looked awful on the slider and the breaking ball away, and you just go back to that pitch. Just expand the zone. No chance.
There's Rosario. And a strike. Oh, 2.
Well, very few fastballs so far from Clark tonight. A lot of off speed, but it's been working. That's that nasty knuckle curve down and away. Again, you read swings. As bad as Rosario looked on those breaking pitches, no sense of doing anything else. Stay out there.
Rosario's single in the second extends his hitting streak to 10 straight. Longest active run in the American League right now. Punch the other way, foul. Along with Jeff Nelson and Meredith Marakovitz, I'm Michael Kay. We thank you so much for spending part of your Friday evening with us right here on Yes. Nice crowd on hand at the stadium.
Now here's a chance here. You just saw Rosario, how he covered that outside pitch. You wonder if Schmidt will go inside.
Fly ball right center. On the run, Judge on the track, and he hauls it in. As Paredes heads back to first. Warmer night, that might be gone.
It could, yes.
Here is Curtis Mead. And a strike. Fly ball, deep right center again. Judge back again. Judge makes the play again to end the inning. No runs a hit. One man left. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Boy, look at that force, huh?
I'm glad I wasn't a catcher. Get your thumbs beat up.
Cadillac scoreboard, 0-0. Here's Stanton. Big cut. 0-1. 0-0. One hit for the Yankees, 4 for the Rays. We're on the bottom of the fourth inning. Stanton a fly ball to left in the first inning. Paredes deep at third and close to the line. The second baseman, Meade, shades up the middle. Diaz about 20 feet off the bag at first. Scalded the other way, foul.
You know, Alexander's one of those guys that I played with when they used to face Jamie Moyer. You know, and Anderson out in Anaheim is a pretty similar pitcher. The hitters just, at the end of the day, they're like, I don't know how this guy got me out. Throws about 88 to 89. Slower. Throws away, change ups away, cutters away. Doesn't have the overpowering stuff. And yet they go out and throw up zeros.
And those are probably the really frustrating offers. Here's his arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, a lot of off speed. You see the cutter, four-seamer change, the sweeper, slider, sinker. Nothing straight.
That's the kitchen sink right there.
Everything. I mean, Moyer was basically slow, and slower. I don't know. I think you could catch him probably with your bare hand. Didn't even need to admit, but he would frustrate the heck out of some hitters.
And he hung around for a long time. Grounded sharply, diving stop by Caballero. Gets up, fires on one hop to Diaz to get Stanton.
That was a heck of a play, and then knowing who's running as well. Look how he goes to his right, takes his time with a one hop over to Diaz. You know, Stanton doesn't run real well.
Here's Rizzo hit by a pitch in the second inning. Popped up. Rortvedt gives it a look. It's about 5 rows deep. Grounded foul.
You see Alexander, 3 pitches to Rizzo. One of them hit him. He's just staying in. Front door curveball, front door cutter.
High pop up. Diaz. 2 outs. Hey, tomorrow afternoon on Yes, the Yankees and the Rays play Game 2 of this 3-game set here at the stadium. Coverage begins at 11:30 with Audi batting practice today and a special pregame ceremony honoring the career of John Sterling. And remember, if you get Yes on TV, then you get the Yes app for free or sign up for a subscription. If you are coming to the game, get here early. Get in your seat so when the ceremony for John begins, he could feel the love and appreciation for his 36 years at the mic. Again, you have to, I think the ceremony will start about 12:30, so get in your seat about 12:15.
Absolutely. This guy deserves it. What an amazing career that John Sterling had.
If I can make a recommendation to all of our viewers, go to SI.com, read Tom Verducci's appreciation of John Sterling. He gets it. He's able to articulate it. It's just an unbelievable story on John by Tom Verducci. Foul back.
I didn't read it. I'm going to have to read that. Yes.
Oh, it's so good. Aaron Boone said he hopes that the Yankees play on the scoreboard. Yankees win on the scoreboard, which is what John says at the end of each Yankee victory. And Glaber goes down on strikes. Yankees retired in order. We're going to the 5th. got ourselves a Friday night pitchers duel. Audi scoreboard, 0-0. Rays with 4 hits. The Yankees with just 1. So we go to the 5th inning. Schmidt against Alexander. 8-9-1 for Tampa Bay. Pitch outside, 1-0.
You know, with John retiring, it just makes you start thinking about when you were young and all the voices around the game that you would listen to. And I grew up in Baltimore, so Chuck Thompson was Orioles radio broadcaster, and you know, get in the car and your dad would turn on the radio and you listen to his voice, and you know, the game of the week when Joe Garagiola and Tony Kubek used to do it, and Mel Allen this week in baseball. Just all the names you start bringing back, all the great memories. And
well, the greatest connection between a fan base and an announcer is the radio broadcaster for a local team, because you're taking them with you,
right,
wherever you
bringing
go.
The game
car,
to life.
Pool, beach, wherever you go. And it's 162 games. You're with them. You're part of the family. And John's been part of the family for 36 years. So there've been about 3 generations of Yankee fans. That's all they know.
Yeah, I used to listen to, you know, I would catch the Yankee games when I was in Florida driving on the highway every once in a while, and you know, it makes that traffic a little less annoying, the trip a little shorter.
Three-two, line drive, and off the glove of Volpe, and it crams out to Soto in right center. I don't know if that knuckled on him or what, but he was right there, and it went off his glove.
Yeah, this is a hard shot. He's probably kicking himself. It might have knuckled. That's the only thing that I can see, because he usually makes that play. Just gets off the top of his glove.
That has scored a single. One and 0 on Rortvedt. Rortvedt came up second and third, 2 outs in the second inning and struck out looking. 1-1. A bluff by Caballero at first.
And Michael, you had mentioned how he was a part of the trade that brought John Birdie to the Yankees before the season started. Rortvedt told me he actually flew with the team to Houston, but didn't even unpack his bag. He knew that he was going to be on the move. He just wasn't sure where. The handwriting was on the wall. It was going to be Austin Wells that would be on the team. And he said he could not have asked for a better landing spot in Tampa. Not only does he like the opportunity and looks forward to some playing time there, but he had just bought a house in the Tampa Bay area. So instead of just living there in the offseason, he gets to live there all year long. So while it's still a work in progress, getting to know the pitching staff, he feels as though he's fit in well so far, and offensively off to a pretty good start, as you noted.
And the Yankees like Rortvedt, but it became a numbers game. He didn't have an option left. They couldn't send him down. Somebody would have grabbed him, and they were committed to using Austin Wells after a strong finish last year. So rather than try to sneak him through and get him down to AAA, they just made the trade for a player at the time they needed because of the injury to LeMahieu, John Birdie.
Right, and the Rays desperately needed a catcher. I was talking to some of the Rays people today, and they said they had one. Pinto was the only guy on their 40-man roster behind the plate. They desperately needed a backup, and Rortvedt fit that bill.
And he's down looking.
And that's 2 fastballs in a row, 2 at-bats in a row that Rortvedt's taking a fastball right down the middle.
Well, here come the Yankees, and here comes Name That Yankee. Oh, it was supposed to be easy. It's the number 2. 1 Cy Young, 194 wins, strikeouts 2,293. Pitched for the Yankees in 96, 97, played for the then Devil Rays in 2000. I think I know this one.
Well, I played with him twice.
You better
96 and 7, 2000. I don't know. Oh, okay. I know.
I think this is in a 2. This is a 1. Yeah. Runner goes, taps slowly left side. Cabrera fields, fires, and gets Diaz as Caballero advances to second.
Well, great play by Cabrera. He's able to get a good handle on the ball, throw over, gets him by a couple steps. Nice job by Volpe getting over there, covering first, or third, rather.
So here's the dangerous Arozarena. He is 1 for 2 tonight. This is the third time through the order now for Schmidt. And Arozarena is 1 for 2. Now Diaz is 0 for 3 against Clark. There's some stirring in the Yankee bullpen. Yankees have reset their bullpen with yesterday being an off day, so you think that everybody is available.
Yeah, and these are one of these. You look at the series that the Yankees, the starters with Schmidt, Cortez, Heel, all three about 5 innings. And that's about it. You don't see these guys go deep in the game. You didn't have that one start from Cortez against the Marlins that he went 8. So the bullpen's going to be used a lot, I would imagine, in this 3-game series against the Rays.
New arm down there is Cody Morris, a right-hander, who replaced Nick Birdie, who went on the IL with inflammation of his hip. Here's some of the roster moves. Birdie, 15-day IL. Taylor Trammell added to the active roster. He was claimed off waivers from the Dodgers yesterday, and Morris recalled from Scranton. Kevin Smith designated for Simon yesterday. That's the move for Trammell. Runner goes to third. So stolen base for Caballero.
Trammell was a big-time prospect with the Mariners.
Yep.
Just couldn't put it together at the plate. This is where, if you're Schmidt, just hit that fastball. Probably a Arozarena looking something off speed.
Nice pick, saving a run, Trevino.
Yeah, this is outstanding right here. This is about a 55-footer. That's a tough catch right there from Trevino.
You know, one thing that we should mention about Trammell is that, former first-round draft pick.
Right.
And the Yankees, they like to take that chance on former first-rounders. Athletic, probably have skills that haven't been able to be tapped into by teams, and they want to see if they can fix it.
And you never know. Yeah, exactly. Just a different view, different coaches.
Grounded to Volpe. Across the diamond. And 5 strong for Schmidt. Rays strand 1. We're halfway through. Stat overlay. Play along, win cash prizes, and earn Yes rewards to redeem for gift cards and gear. Download now, and remember that if you get Yes on TV, then you get the Yes app for free, or sign up for a subscription. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Alex Verdugo leads off, bottom third of the Yankee order against Tyler Alexander. Alexander and Schmidt hooked up in a pitcher's duel. 0-0. Two and one on Verdugo. Fouled out to the third baseman Paredes. That was in the second.
I wonder if Schmidt will go back out. 93 pitches.
Chopped over the mound. Right there is the shortstop Caballero. Hey, you know whose birthday it is today?
I do.
Our esteemed leader. There he is on the right, John J. Filippelli, celebrating his birthday today at the ballpark.
Happy birthday. Did you text him earlier?
Yes, I did.
I did too?
Yes, I did. Lovely wife Jenna sitting right next to him. Men built this network. Happy birthday, John. 1-0 on Trevino. Boy, Alexander's in good shape pitch count. I believe he's at 67 right now.
Well, he gets ahead and he's able to finish guys off. And it's one thing, you look at Schmidt, 93 pitches.
There's a base hit for Trevino.
One of the few pitches up in the zone from Alexander. And it was a fastball. Supposed to be down and away. There you see it caught too much of the plate and up, about belt high. Trevino's really swinging a hot bat over the last 5 games.
That was really weird. Did you notice that? Rortvedt, the ball hits the bat and he looks straight up and it was a straight line drive. Wonder what he was looking at. Pitch outside to Cabrera. What's this?
Well, he definitely didn't pick up the ball, but you can see every time a hitter swings, the catchers will blink and they'll close their eyes. And he just didn't pick it up off the bat.
2-1 on Oswaldo. Again, batting lefty against the lefty. It's from pitcher to pitcher that they decide how he's going to bat. There are some lefties that he decides to go from the right side.
Yeah, and he got a hit his first AB, and lefties against Alexander was hitting 111, well over 300 from the right side. So I was a little surprised earlier that he went to the left side, Cabrera.
Strike 3. Cabrera down looking. Doesn't seem enamored with the call. 2 away.
It could have been off. There was a 4-seam fastball on the outside part, and Rortvedt brought it back. Could have been off the plate. Well, you had the scouting report of Rob Drake. He's a pitcher-friendly umpire. My kind of umpire.
Here's Anthony Volpe. He's 0 for 1 at a sac bunt. Well, Alexander was picked up off of waivers from Detroit in November. Ended up coming out of nowhere to make the rotation out of spring training. And the manager, Kevin Cash, calls it pretty Rayish. That's what they do with pitchers. Skied the other way and out of play. He's been a bulk guy. He's been a starter. He said, I just want to throw a lot of innings, help the team win. I don't care what capacity. As long as I'm in the big leagues, I don't care what I'm doing.
And even last year, he had 25 ball games and he had 1 start, but most of his outings were 4 or 5 innings.
Former second-round pick by the Tigers out of TCU. That was in 2015. In August of 2020, he was facing the Reds, came in from the bullpen and struck out the first 9 batters he faced, tying the American League record for consecutive strikeouts and setting a major league record for relievers. Ground ball is short. They go the short way to get the force. And Anthony is now 0 for his last 14 as we go to the 6th inning. Thank you, Bob. Kind of emotional yesterday watching Jack Leiter, who we've known since he was a baby, make his major league debut. Didn't go as he wanted, and he was sent down today back to AAA. 3 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. Jackson Holliday started off slowly, 1 for 25 first 7 major league games, but the Orioles are 6-1 in those games, so No harm, no foul. Another youngster, Jackson Merrill, in his last 10 games, hitting .417, 6 ribbies, and .947 OPS.
Yeah, Holiday, a lot of youngsters in that Orioles lineup that are really having good starts. And you can hide him a little bit and let him try to work his way at 20 years old. Work his way and get used to the major league pitching. And I watched Leiter as well. Got his first major league strikeout on the first hitter he faced. And
3 pitches, yeah.
a lot of pitches out over the plate. He's got a good fastball, has good stuff.
Palacios cracks one to right field. Soto back, turning, looking, see ya. A home run for Richie Palacios, and it's 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Yeah, you mentioned Michael the third time around the lineup, and that was a cutter out over the middle of the plate. And you know, it's always those late innings, the 6th inning for Clark Schmidt. It's like a roadblock or a speed bump. He just mentally just can't get through. He's got great stuff. He'll cruise through 5, and all of a sudden that 6th inning hit. He had 93 pitches going into the 6th. It was nice to see him go back out.
Boy, he cannot hold that smile back. Kid from Brooklyn, and he was smiling as he floated around the bases. Yankee fan growing up, and then he gives the Rays a 1-0 lead with a home run. High fly ball, left field. Verdugo puts it away.
Well, you look where the ball was supposed to be, and it was a cutter. It was supposed to be a backdoor cutter. And it was out over the middle plate, about belt high. Gets it into the left center field seats, or right center field seats, rather. I wonder how many family members are here today to witness that.
There's a strike to Ramirez. Well, you could read by that smile. Usually try to be cool, but there's no being cool.
No.
Hit a home run against your boyhood team.
Growing up at the old stadium and saying, I'm going to play in this city one day.
And that one is tipped into the glove of Trevino, but they say it bounced.
Well, Ramirez has looked really bad on the slider away. The hit that he had was on a fastball in his first AB. He struck out on a pitch outside the zone.
Soft tapper, left side. Oswaldo Cabrera bobbles, allowing Ramirez to reach.
Let's see how they score this. Ramirez runs well. It looked like Cabrera just could not get the ball into his hand to throw it. Looks like his fingers got caught up in the top of his glove. You watch his fingers how they get caught up in the top of his glove when he's trying to make the transfer. Looks like that's going to be it for Schmidt.
They scored that a hit, and that is it for Clark Schmidt. It gives the Yankees 5 1/3, leaves a runner on first base, and he's trailing 1-0 here in the 6th at the stadium. Dennis Santana comes on, runner on first base. He'll face Rosario. 1-0 Rays, and a strike.
The numbers for Rosario. 3.68 to a perfect inning on Monday against the Blue Jays. And a fastball in the mid-90s, slider, cutter, and a change.
Popped up. Oswaldo Cabrera. Two down. And that brings up Meade. the righty Sean Armstrong warming for the Rays in their pen. We're in the top of the 6th. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay on the Richie Palacios home run. Runner goes. Strike, throw to second. It gets past Glaber, but backing up is Volpe. So stolen base for Ramirez.
Well, 2 outs. You want to get the hitter. I know you want to try to keep Ramirez close. He had a big jump. Sometimes you concentrate on that runner a little too much. You lose focus on the hitter, especially with 2 outs.
One. Fouled away, and the count 1-2. Strike 3. Santana comes on to get 2. 1 run for the Rays on the Palacios home run. Honda, contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today. By Bet365, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And by Hyundai, it's your journey on every mile in a brand new Hyundai. Some of the great photos of Yankee history around this ballpark. And then the museum is down the right field line, which is a must stop when you come to a game. There's the famous Lou Gehrig speech. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, it's 1-0 Rays. Soto leads off, and there's a strike from Alexander. So you got 2 righties coming up after Soto. That could be when we see Armstrong. Chop to second base. Meade gets a nice hop. 1 out. And that is going to do it for Alexander. A very strong 5 1/3 shutout innings. Kevin Cash takes the ball with Judge coming up. Game in Yankee Stadium, one lucky fan wins half the pot, and the other half is donated to the New York Yankees Foundation. Buy your tickets now at Yankees.com/50/50. Well, the right-hander Armstrong in his 8th game, 12 strikeouts in 10 1/3 innings, had a 1.38 ERA last year. 33-year-old right-hander, and he'll face Judge. Now, we told you earlier, the bullpen's been a problem for the Rays this year. And now, got to get 11 outs.
Yeah, 6 ERAs, worst in baseball. Giving up the most hits in the American League. 2nd in homers given up. They're 1st in walks. 1st in innings. I mean, they got a veteran bullpen. 7 out of their 8 guys are 30+ years old.
Broken bat, dunker into left field, a base hit for Judge.
I'm sure the Yankees lineup, they're glad to see Alexander go. I mean, this guy had good stuff and mixing it up well. This is just a sinking fastball inside. It stayed up, and Judge was able to handle it and shoot it into left field. Didn't get a good part of the bat on it, but just enough. There you see about belt high.
So here's Stanton. And a strike. Giancarlo is 0 for 2. Fly ball to left, ground ball to short.
Well, Alexander only had 79 pitches, and the way he was working his way through the Yankee lineup, I'm a little surprised that they took him out.
0-2.
Well, there's Wednesday. Gets a hanging split from Swanson in the 9th inning. That made it 4-2 before the Yankees scored 2 more to go ahead and win that game.
Swing and a miss, got him. 2 away. 94-mile-an-hour four-seamer.
Yeah, Armstrong has a good fastball. There's a four-seamer right over the middle of the plate. It's about 92 to 94. Has a cutter, curveball as well.
Here's Anthony Rizzo. Runner on first, 2 men out, bottom of the 6th. One and 0.
This is where Armstrong usually goes fastballs right there away. He'll throw that cutter into lefties.
And that's off the glove of Diaz. Right there is Meade to get Rizzo for the final out. No runs to hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 6 at the stadium. 1-0 Rays. Official airline of the New York Yankees, Delta, keep climbing. And by Ford, the official SUV of the Yankees. Dennis Santana on a relief of Clark Schmidt. Got both batters he faced in the 6th. That man's the pitcher of record on the winning side, Tyler Alexander. 5 1/3 scoreless innings for the left-hander.
AKA Wyatt Earp.
Yeah, he does have that look. Here is a Caballero. Chris Davinsky is warming up. A bunt, and it's past Santana. And Oswaldo couldn't barehand it, so Caballero picks up a bunt single, his 2nd hit of the night.
Well, you had Cabrera playing deep at 3rd. Volpe playing deep at short, no chance. And you see where Santana squares up. It was just a great bunt in no man's land. The only shot at getting him is barehanding it, and Cabrera couldn't come up with it.
Here's Ben Rortvedt.
Caballero has a huge lead over at first.
Meredith, what's the latest on DJ LeMahieu? He thought he'd be out on a rehab assignment.
Michael, I have to tell you, when I walked into the clubhouse and I saw DJ LeMahieu at his locker, I was thinking to myself, what's going on here? He's supposed to be in Somerset with the Patriots. He had an MRI last night, and the doctors looked at it, and they just didn't feel comfortable with him playing in games yet. They said it did.
Oh, great pickoff by Santana as he gets Caballero.
Michael, they said it did show signs of healing, but they want to give it a couple more days. So he'll continue to go through his pregame workouts. And as Aaron Boone said, they're now shooting for Tuesday for a potential rehab assignment.
Well, Jeff, you mentioned he was leaning. What was he leaning?
Well, he barely got back the first time Santana went over there, and that was a nice move. I mean, he was way off. Almost impossible to get back. It was about half a foot that they got him. Look how big this lead is. And he's leaning towards second.
I love he dives back, gets tagged out, and is asking for time. And the umpire, your time is out. You have as much time as you need. Head to the dugout.
The acting skills.
Squibb third base. Oswaldo across the diamond. Not nearly enough time as Rortvedt beats it out for an infield single.
Cabrera's over at third saying, what the heck's going on here? I had to come in to try to barehand one. Then all of a sudden I got to go to my right. No chance. He said, can someone hit one right at me?
So here's Diaz. Yandy's 0 for 3. One and 0. One on Diaz.
Diaz a lot of power the other way. Throw him away, get it down. Might be able to jam him, get a ground ball.
Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1. And there's 2. A 4-6-3 double play. No runs, 2 hits, and nobody left on base at the end of 6 1/2. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. It's the Rays 1, the Yankees nothing, but we'll stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Corporal, 98-year-old Robert Tony. Born in the Bronx but hails from Somers, New York. He served in World War II. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America. Fans, it's stretch time, so please join.
Well, thank you guys. 1-9-0 for Tampa Bay, 0-3-0 for the Yankees. Alexander 5 1/3. Richie Palacios, the only run in the game, a solo home run for the kid from Brooklyn. Clark Schmidt went 5 1/3. Yankee offense, as Flash just said, just 3 singles, 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, 5 left on base. Chris Davinsky is on to face Gleyber Torres, and there's the strike.
Well, Davinsky's been around his 9th year in the big leagues. Houston, Arizona, Philadelphia, Angels, Tampa Bay.
Actually, he was an all-star with the 2017 Astros, won the World Series with them that year at a 2.68 ERA. And they Tampa Bay'd him, you know, because he was released by the Angels last August, Jeff. And then he quickly signed with the Rays and had a 1.69 ERA over the rest of the season in the playoffs.
Yeah, another veteran out of that bullpen, 33 years old. Low 90s fastball, slider. Has a cutter this year, just started throwing that. Curveball and a changeup, a lot of changeups from Davinsky.
Labor calls time, fiddling with his batting gloves.
Yeah, I watched Glaber during batting practice, and everything that he hit was to the right side. You mentioned he started getting pull happy and started struggling at the plate.
Strike three, and he did not like that call. He strikes out for the third time, and from up here, that looked outside. We'll have to take a look.
When you're struggling, it seems like anything close, you're getting called against you. This was a changeup away, and you see the break on it. Workvet tries to bring it back.
Well, closer than I thought.
Yeah, might have caught the corner. That changeup, he's got a lot of movement on that changeup. There's another one right there.
Well, according to the box, it's a strike. One 1-0 on Verdugo. Two and one. And off the glove of Meade into right field as Verdugo will reach.
Maybe this is the break that the Yankees will get. This is an easy ground ball. I really don't know why he tried to play it to his side. He could have squared up on this ball easily, and he just olays it and it gets underneath his glove. It's a routine play for Meade. It goes down as an error.
Pitch outside to Trevino. Jose's 1 for 2.
You got a big hole on the right side between first and second. They're playing Trevino to pull.
Meade is about as up the middle as you can be. I mean, he is
right on
really
that line,
pushing the envelope on that rule. I mean, you have to be on the second base side, and he is, but just barely.
I mean, you see that right foot. It's right close to the corner of the bag.
3-0 on Trevino. And there's ball 4. So first and second, one man out. Help America to never forget. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. Nice purposeful walk to the mound. Longtime pitching coach Kyle Snyder. So first and second, one man out. You know what shocked me? I was reading, up on Tampa Bay. Kevin Cash, in his 10th season with Tampa Bay, is the longest tenured manager in baseball.
I saw that.
Is that unbelievable?
It is.
And he's the 8th longest tenured coach or manager in all the 4 major sports.
Right. That's crazy.
I was talking to Terry Francona yesterday, and he said he checks what Cleveland's doing, and he also checks what Tampa Bay's doing because he and Kevin Cash are so close.
Right. Analytics has done that a lot with a lot of the old school managers. You know, pretty much not really taking them out of the game, but you don't see a lot of old school managers around anymore. You see a lot of the young guys.
Although one of the old school managers won a World Series last year.
Yeah, he did.
Bruce Bochy 1-0 on Oswaldo Cabrera. Yankees have the tying run at second and the go-ahead runs at first. Anthony Volpe is on deck.
They lost 3 of them. Showalter, Dusty Baker, Terry Francona.
One and one on Oswaldo. He's 1 for 2. Both of those at bats against Alexander. Verdugo is at second. 2-1.
And if you're lefty, that's the pitch you cannot give up on. If you're Cabrera, Davinsky loves to go inside with that fastball. He'll bring that fastball on the inside part of the plate. That time a changeup. He also likes to bring that changeup.
2-2.
Back on the inside corner as well.
Bottom of the 7th inning is 1-0 Tampa Bay. The 2-2. Cabrera locks in more with people on base. Base is empty. He's under a 200 hitter. With runners in scoring position, hitting .444. A home run and 10 ribbies. And he's worked the count full at 3-2.
Now, this is a great at-bat for Cabrera, and don't be surprised if Davinsky comes back with that changeup again.
Grounded and past Diaz into right field. Here comes Verdugo. He'll score. Trevino goes to third. It's an RBI single for Cabrera, and the Yankees have tied the game at 1.
Outstanding at bat for Cabrera. He got that changeup and he was sitting on it. This just took a wicked hop past Diaz, and the Yankees will capitalize on some mistakes from the Rays.
Well, they scored that one.
Wow. That was a tough play right there.
So a couple of errors have opened the gates for the Yankees. Now the go-ahead runs at third. Volpe fouls back the first pitch.
Now with 1 out, you wonder if Cabrera could get a good jump, possibly stay out of the double play.
Now they bring in the infield, trying to cut off that run. I'm not quite sure why the infield is in that much, Jeff, because Trevino doesn't have great speed at third.
Well, Meade will go back, and the shortstop, Caballero, he's on the dirt.
And that one is looped into left center field. It's a base hit. Trevino scores. It's an RBI single for Volpe. He snaps an 0 for 13 slide, and the Yankees lead 2-1.
Well, not that this is the Rays bullpen fault. A lot of mistakes behind Davinsky, but this is a cutter, supposed to be away. Nice job by Volpe staying on top of his baseball. Might have broke his bat, but he'll take it.
There's Juan Soto. Up and away.
It was a cutter, supposed to be away. Ed might have broke his bat. Didn't get a good piece of it, but got enough of it. And that's a line drive. Lean you tomorrow. RBI.
Drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. A long home run for the amazing Soto. And the Yankees lead 5-1.
Yankees happy. Alexander's out there.
That gives him 20 RBIs on the year. 5 home runs. What a start for Juan Soto. And a strike.
What a trade, what a player. A 1-0 fastball. Watch where it's supposed to be. Well, it's in the second deck, and he knew it.
Swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes. Jeff, he is something to see.
Wow. He loves the play here. He loves this game. Such passion and incredible player.
What a great reaction to the dugout by Austin Wells.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't even look at where the ball landed. He saw it off the bat and threw his hands up in the air. Pretty good 2-3 in the order right there.
Exactly. Pick your poison. I mean, he goes up and he picks out a pitch and he goes, okay, I'm going to get it and I'm going to wait for it. Well, that was a 1-0 fastball that he didn't miss.
Fielded by Meade. And that'll do it. But the Yankees put a 5 spot on the board, helped by a couple of errors by Tampa Bay. And look at Wells, the joy. Look at the exultation of Soto. Soto with a magical beginning to his Yankee career. Yankees lead 5-1. Fans in right field. He loves it. They love him. And they are hoping to seduce him to stay for a long, long time. Boy, is he good.
He's amazing. I haven't seen a player like this in a long time.
Ian Hamilton, the new Yankee pitcher, will face 2, 3, and 4 in the Tampa Bay order. One and 2.
Hamilton's done a nice job out of that bullpen. A multi-inning guy. Keep the score the way it is. He might finish it up. He's not allowed a run in 12 of his last 16 outings, dating back to last year.
And there's ball 4.
The power that he generates from that swing.
Not great at lip reading, but I think that's "let's go, come on."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
With a word thrown in.
Something about fudge.
Yeah. Palacios with a big cut and the count 0-1.
Climb on. Take a ride.
That's a base hit to right center field, cutting over his Judge, who cut the ball off in the gap. But that will not stop Palacios as he slides in with a double, and a Rosarena goes to third. So, inauspicious beginning for Hamilton. Austin Wells loved what he saw. You know what? So did Soto.
So did I. Just imagine when Judge gets going.
Yeah,
Could be the
who do you
best.
pitch to?
Yeah, could be the best 2-3 in the game.
Yankees, of course, bring the infield back. They'll give up a run to trade for an out. Count 0-2 on Paredes. Second and third, nobody out here in the 8th. Yankees up by 4, 5-1. That one is looped into center field. That's a base hit. That's going to score 2. Paredes with 2 ribbies, and all of a sudden it's Yankees 5, Rays 3.
Well, everything in this inning from Hamilton has just been up in the zone. This is 0-2, and you see the spin of that slider. Was supposed to be down the way. He knew it right away, too, as soon as he threw that pitch. You walk the leadoff guy, and then Palacios, he gets a pitch up. And then there's that 0-2 slider. Belt high out over the middle of the plate.
Did Rizzo just have that ball, but also Hamilton had a ball? Looked like the first base umpire told Rizzo the pitcher already has a ball. Pitch outside, 1-1.
Yeah, he's got it in his glove.
Yeah, he's trying to do the hidden ball trick. Big cut by Ramirez, 1-2.
Well, it looks like Ramirez is up there. He's looking something soft by those 2 swings.
Caught there by Gleyber Torres for the first out.
That was a slider down, and that's exactly what he was doing. He was sitting off speed. Just didn't get it high enough. Good play by Torres.
Ferguson warming up for the Yanks. Big cut by Rosario. 0-1. Oh, 2. (5-3) Yankees over the Rays. First game of this 4-game set. Weekend set here at the stadium. Punched out to right field. Soto, 2 away. Come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, May 3rd when the Yankees take on the Tigers. It's Yankees Tumbler Night, and the first 18,000 guests 21 and older receive a Yankees tumbler courtesy of Budweiser. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Here's Curtis Mead. Well, that's Slombio. It's tough to hit.
Yeah, it's got a good break to it. The one that he gave up to Palacios just stayed out over, and it was up. But those last couple, a couple to Ramirez or Rosario, and one to Mead, is nasty. It's got late break to it.
Boy, line drive after line drive as Mead puts one into center field. Moving to third as Paredes. The throw is cut off. So 3 hits and a walk in this inning against Hamilton. Now the tying runs are on base. They're just hanging out line drives, Jeff.
Yeah, and you got to really read swings. I mean, you see where Trevino was setting up. He wanted that ball, that fastball inside, and he missed his location. It was out over the middle and up. You know, when you have someone that has a bad swing on your Slombio, you stay with that until they make you adjust. And if they're going out there and getting that pitch and fouling it off, then you might want to try to come back in. You know, the time before Rosario, he was just trying to sit on something inside, and he wound up getting 3 sliders away and flew out to Soto.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So Matt Blake has his say. You got Rortvedt up on deck. And then if they bring in Ferguson, they would counter with Pinto. But they'd solve that just by getting Caballero. First and third, 2 men out. 1-0. And now Clay Holmes heating up. Maybe a 4-out save. It's very odd, Jeff, to see Hamilton get hit.
Yeah, everything's been up, and when he has trying to go in for the fastball, that 2-seamer, he's just left it up. He's mislocated his fastball, misread some swings. And here's a situation here. I wouldn't mess around with the fastball. Just try to expand the zone with the slider.
Grounded to third. Cabrera. And that'll do it. Rays creep closer. They scored 2, but they leave 2. Audi dealer today. Wonder what it is, Jeff.
I'm lost. Oh, it's that one.
The ball's lost.
Wow. What a swing. What a shot.
And delightful delirium in the Bronx. Look at the happy fans and teammates. Anthony Rizzo leads off against Jacob Lopez, the new pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays. Ground ball to first. Diaz. One away. All right. Name that Yankee. You know the clues. 1 Cy Young, 194 wins, 2,293 strikes. I think
they retired his number. Yeah, last
in Queens. Yeah,
this weekend.
Dwight Gooden
threw a no-hitter in 1996.
Yes, he did. Oh, 1 to Gleyber Torres.
He threw it against the Seattle Mariners when they had that lineup.
That was some lineup.
Not fun. Buhner, Griffey, A-Rod, Edgar.
Two and one on Torres, who struck out 3 times tonight. Fly ball right field, Rosario.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And this was his ceremony at Citi Field. Had a great speech, didn't write it, he just said it from the heart. And there's number 16, never to be worn again by any New York Met. So happy for him.
Oh, he's just such an amazing guy. He was an amazing teammate.
Inside to Verdugo. Not sure if it got him, did it? Yes, it did. So Verdugo will take first.
Looks like it might have got him off the belt or the, yeah, just right in the belt area.
Oh and 1. They say he went around. So 0-2 on Trevino.
That was close. I don't know.
Runner goes, pitch upstairs, throw to second. Safe. Stolen base for Verdugo.
A nice jump by Verdugo and no chance for Rortvedt. That ball was up and tough pitch to try to throw out a runner on. Good slide to the back of the bag.
Shallow left. Palacios is there. And that'll do it. We go to the 9th inning. Yankees holding a 2-run lead. 110.9 off the bat. It traveled 409 feet into the second deck in right field. Now let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam of his catch in right field. You know, I know they taught you in high school, Jeff, a resume could just be 1 page. That's all it should be. They don't read past that. I don't know if he can keep his resume on 1 page.
I don't think so either. It'll be multiple pages. He does everything.
Ben Rortvedt will lead off against Clay Holmes as the Yankees try to close it out. And there's a strike. Holmes is tied for the major league lead with 7 saves, 7 of 8 in save opportunities.
You see the nine innings. It's not giving up an earned run. And 1 walk as well.
Lined into left field. It's a base hit. Verdugo is there. He'll hold it to a single. So Rortvedt picks up his 2nd hit of the night.
He just stayed with that sinking fastball and it's just stayed up. He didn't try to pull it, just went the other way. Now
dangerous part of the lineup. Starting with Yandy Diaz. Top of the order. 1-0. Diaz 0 for 4 tonight. 2-0. On Diaz with a Rosarena on deck.
Yeah, these are the times where the pitch clock becomes a little bit tougher for a pitcher. When everything starts going haywire a little bit and you're all around the zone, you really can't slow it up unless the pitching coach comes out or a catcher. You have 18 seconds to deliver the ball, and a lot of times when you start struggling and you feel yourself get too quick, you want to slow it down, but you really can't now with the pitch clock going.
So 3-2 on Diaz. Rortvedt leads off first, held by Rizzo. And that's a base hit to right field. Rortvedt will stop at second, and just like that, the tying runs are on base for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, he got behind 3-0, fought his way back in the count, and then just another fastball was up, and it was an inside out swing by Diaz, and he just shoots it past Rizzo.
It looks like something's up with Rortvedt as the trainer and Kevin Cash are out to take a look. He's had too many conversations on the mound, covering his mouth.
Yeah. You know, this actually helps Holmes in a way.
Well, fans, stay tuned after the final out for tonight's WB Mason Yankees postgame as Bob Lorenz, John Flaherty, and we welcome Dave Valley to the family. We'll have highlights and analysis. Meredith gets player interviews in the clubhouse, and you'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up next on Yes and the Yes app.
Val was my first big league catcher.
Was he a good catcher?
Yeah, he was really good.
So Jose Siri is going to pinch run for Diaz.
I was saying that little meeting out with Rortvedt out at second. I mean, that could.
Yeah, that little hitch in his giddy up.
Yeah. I mean, that might have helped Holmes settle down a little bit and slow him down, gather his thoughts.
And a strike to Rosarena. He has used that slider a lot this year to great effect. But there's always a danger. You can hang a slider. You can't hang that sinker. One and one on a Rosarena. We're in the ninth inning. The Rays about hit the Yankees 14-5. But the Yankees lead 5-3. Rays committed two big errors in that seventh inning when the Yankees put up their runs.
Yeah, all five of those runs that the Yankees scored were unearned.
Holmes really working himself into a jam.
Let's see if Rosarena takes a pitch here, 3-1, or will he swing away?
Swung away. Fouled the back 3-2.
Well, a fastball up. He just gets underneath it, right off of Trevino's mask, the top of it. And that, not that you want to walk a Rosarena. The slider would be a great pitch here.
Three and two. And the payoff. Fouled over the screen, back into the seats. Still 3-2. Yankees lead 5-3, first and second. Nobody out here in the ninth inning against the Yankee closer, Clay Holmes. Rosarena 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Popped up, shallow center. Who's going to get it? No one, but they'll get the out at third. Gleyber Torres flips it there to Cabrera. They get the force. Judge could not come up with it. Rortvedt had to hold up, so a fortunate occurrence for the Yanks.
Yeah, here's the thing. Did the umpire call infield fly? That's what we're looking at right here. Did they call infield fly? If that's the case, then the batter's out, and then the runners move up on their own.
Yeah.
They had to tag Rortvedt. Did they tag Rortvedt at third? If they tagged Rortvedt at third, that's a double play.
That should not have been an infield fly ball.
No, but a lot of times they'll call it, even though it's in the middle of the outfield. You look at Volpe and Torres.
Nobody called it. None of the umpires. Well, now the umpire.
No, that second base umpire, if you see, it looks like he raises his hand. It just gets out of the glove. Now, Volpe or Torres thought Volpe was going to get it, so he didn't even pay attention until he saw Volpe break back. Now, did that second base umpire, John Lipka, did he raise his hand for infield fly? Did he raise his hand? Let's watch here. Did he raise his hand for infield fly? No, he didn't.
Well, what's he doing there? Oh, he thought he caught it. That was not infield fly.
So they didn't call infield fly.
So he's out on the force at third because that was not an infield fly.
So it should be first and second. And I think Cash is going out thinking that maybe Lipka called infield fly. Now, a lot of times umpires will call that shallow fly ball.
Well, he clearly did not. Now, the infield fly is called first and second. Nobody out and one out. And he has the option of calling, but that would be a bad time to call an infield fly. That's a difficult play. Boone wants to make sure the out is made at third because they didn't have to tag him because there was no infield fly rule, so it's a straight force as Gleyber made the throw to Oswaldo Cabrera. Not quite sure what Kevin Cash is complaining about. Aaron Boone's just hanging around there to see that things go his way. Now this also could be freezing out Holmes because, yeah, he could throw a little bit, but as now Matt Blake wants to go talk with Holmes.
Now, first and second, nobody out. And it would have actually been an easy catch for an infielder, whether it would have been Volpe or Torres.
He's asking, is it the infield fly?
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of umpires. They'll call that shallow fly ball, and it would have been an easy catch for an infielder. But Lipka didn't raise his hand. He raised his hand to call it out, and then he went back and called it safe with no catch.
I really can't wait to talk to Kevin tomorrow. I want to see what his complaint is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So Rosarena reaches on the fielder's choice. The out is made 4-5 on the force at third. So first and second, one man out. And that brings up Palacios, who's had a home run and a double. They actually give an assist as well to Judge, so it scored 8-4-5. Pitches high to Palacios.
Yeah, I don't know what Cash was going out there asking either. I mean, in worst case, that was probably the best case scenario for the Rays, to just getting that force out, because if it was an infield fly, you might have a double play on that ball.
Well, he's probably saying if it was an infield fly, he didn't tag him at third.
Right.
So the runner would be out at first, and then if second and third, the tying run would be at second. Now the tying run's at first. One and two.
Well, off his first home run at Yankee Stadium. Grew up a Yankee fan, has family and friends in the stands. He's had a pretty good night. Home run in the 6th, double in the 8th.
Ripped that one into the second deck, but way foul. Palacios hitting third in the Rays order. On deck is Paredes, the cleanup hitter. Lined right at Volpe. That's a double play. That's the ball game. And the Yankees win 5-3.
Outstanding win. I mean, this is a big win to win the opening series against the Rays, who's had your number here at Yankee Stadium. Big 7th inning by the Yankees. The offense came alive, capitalized on a couple of Rays mistakes. Nice job by Clark Schmidt. 1 run in 5 1/3. Big win to open this series.
And the marvelous Mr. Soto put on a show with a long home run to the second deck at right field. And that energized the crowd and gave the Yankees enough to hold on and give the Tampa Bay Rays a 5-3 loss in the first game of this 3-game set. We'll be back.